Hey, how's it going? This is Josh from Books by Josh, and I want to welcome you to episode number 9 of the Books by Josh show. So, this episode is actually a bit different because it's not scripted in any way. I just know the topic. The topic of today's episode is joy. Simple, right? But it's not. So, let me dive into it, but let me explain why I chose joy. It's a random word, you know? Joy is my one word. What is my one word? Well, if you read my blog post at booksbyjosh.com, you would know that I recently read Evan Carmichael's Your One Word. For those of you who don't know who Evan Carmichael is, well, he's an entrepreneur and he does YouTube videos, top 10, stuff like that, of successful people, entrepreneurs, and their tips for success, stuff like that, motivational kind of things. Okay? Yeah, he recently put out that book, and it's a great book from what I've read. And I will definitely recommend picking it up for anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur. And in the book, it goes over steps on how to find your one word. Basically, what your business is. Focus. The main focus. And for me, my one word for my business is joy. So why joy? Because I love bringing joy to people, average people, regular people, anyone. Because as a child, I was brought joy from reading, TV, and all those kind of mediums. Okay? So, the whole thing about joy is I want to bring that same joy to the newer generation. Okay? Think about it. If you're not enjoying this podcast, why are you listening to it? It brings you some kind of enjoyment, thus bringing you joy. Thus, I've done my job, you know? Same thing for any of my YouTube videos, any of my blog posts, any of my media that I create. Okay? So, the main thing is joy. That's the main topic, alright? So, the thing is, why do people do things that don't bring them joy in life? Okay? If you have a job that you hate, why? Okay? If you're in a relationship that's not going anywhere, why? You're not getting the same joy. You have to work towards getting that joy back. Alright? Let me ask you a question. If you have a favorite pizza place or restaurant, and every time you eat the food, your eyes light up, but then you start going there and the food's not as amazing, your eyes aren't lighting up, it's becoming mediocre, what do you do? That's my question. Okay? Do you sit there and say, hey, I once enjoyed this, so I'm going to stay here? Or do you try to get that same joy back? Do you talk to the people? That's the whole thing. I don't want to sit there and just eat a mediocre slice of pizza or whatever. I'm going to say, hey, what's going on? This is crappy or whatever, you know? You got to speak your mind at times. You can't be too brutal, but you understand? Why waste your time in doing something or taking part in an activity that's not bringing you joy? Alright? So, the reason I'm talking about joy is because all the things that are going on, you start realizing life isn't forever, guys. Seriously. For me to say that, that means a lot. So, we gotta focus on what brings us joy because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Okay? So, if I enjoy putting out content, that's what I have to do. I have a 6-hour commute every single day at work. That doesn't bring me joy, I'll tell you that. But what does bring me joy throughout this commute is actually making time and working on certain things. Okay, like working on my next book on that commute, contacting some business leads, working on my company, putting out content to you guys, reading a book. That's what brings me joy. Okay, I gotta find the little bits of joy. Okay, not everybody can say that. You have to focus on what you can control. All right. So, if you enjoy a certain band, you know, and it makes you happy, listen to their music while you're at work if you can. You know, if you think about it, if you're having a crappy day, music. I love listening to music when I'm having a crappy day because it uplifts me. You know, maybe you want to listen to motivational stuff. You could do anything. You know, you just have to do it. Think about it. How often does your day just drag on because it's so boring? You know, time flies when you're having fun. So I think you have to have that fun, that excitement, the joy. And that's what I want to do with everything that I do. Bring joy. Okay? I like being the life of the party, making jokes and everything because it's fun to see other people happy, you know? But think about it, guys. Are you bringing joy to your own life every single day? Or are you just going by, having a mediocre life, you know? Fight the mediocrity. Think about it, guys. And like I said, none of this is scripted. This is just me talking from the heart. This is a first take, one take, that's it. Alright? Because I want to capture raw emotions and everything that I'm feeling right now by saying it. So right now that I'm recording this, it's already past midnight. Like I said, since I was commuting from work to and from work today, working a full day, still putting out this content to you guys. Alright? And that's not including everything else I did today. So if I could find a way to bring joy to myself, so can you. Or bring joy to someone else. Alright? And if you liked it, great. If you didn't, I'm sorry. This is just a real talk from me. No strings attached, nothing like that. Just full throttle, alright? Feel free to let me know by emailing us at info@booksbyjosh.com, going to booksbyjosh.com, subscribing to the podcast, or leaving a comment right under it on the Books by Josh site. Feel free to follow us on Twitter at Books by Josh. Follow us on Facebook at Books by Josh R. Go Patreon if you want to. Feel free to help out the channel in any which way possible. Patreon.com/Books by Josh. Or, if anything, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.